This video is going to show you how you can create a yearly event that is a multi-activity event that lists all of your committees and board positions, or just board, so that you can keep track of who is on your board in what years and who is serving on committees in what years. We will also create a certificate that you can track attendance for the activities so that the certificate shows up in the member's profile under the event link. So the first thing I did here is I created a 2025 event called 2025 Committees, and I dated it 1/1/2025. And when I created it, I made it not visible because you don't want this to show up on your calendar for the public to see or members to see. Under registration and fees, I changed the registration from required to admins and event contacts only. Only admins can register people for this event. And I also created a mailing list category here of 2025 board and committee members. That way, everybody who is signed up for this event in 2025 is going to be on a distribution list in case you ever want to send an email to everybody here. And I will show you how to do that at the end of this video. Who can register for this, of course, are active members. And I just went ahead and changed this to admins and coordinators can only see this. Even though the event can only be seen by admins and coordinators, I'm just keeping this consistent throughout the event. And now we start creating all of the activities. And for the activities, it's going to actually be committees. So for the first activity, when I created the event, it automatically creates the first activity, and it is automatically labeled as the name of the event. So this, when I first created the event, said 2025 committees to match this up here. And all I had to do was go into the edit button and change it to board of directors. And again, I'm keeping this visible to admins and coordinators only just to keep it consistent. Registration and fees. It's optional. And then, of course, track attendance. Who can register? It's the members. And again, visible to admins and coordinators only. And then that's really all you need to do here. And then to get to your next one, you can just hit the copy and it'll create another committee. So I've already done that for conference committee and education committee, but let's do another one called maybe membership committee. So now here's membership committee, and it copies over certain things from the one that you copied it from. So visible to admins only, track attendance, who can register. That's one that you have to copy over again. It doesn't copy over the registrant type. So you can either go in here and click members, or you can just hit this and copy from another activity. So I'm going to copy from another activity, and I'm just going to copy it from the board of directors. And then it comes up here as members, active, visible to admins and coordinators only, and click save. So now that we have 4 committees created, we will register people for this event. So I'm going to go back to the event and I am going to register now. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and sign up myself. And I see right here, it says visible only to admins. I am going to say that I am serving on the board of directors in 2025, and I'm also serving on the education committee and the membership committee. I hit next. Now, this is important. You don't want to confuse people by completing the registration and sending them a confirmation email. So if I don't uncheck this box, I will get an email that says I am now registered for this event, January 1st, 2025 of 2025 committees. So make sure you uncheck this box before you click complete registration. And that's it. So now I'm going to register somebody else. I'm going to sign up Kaylee. And I'm going to register her for the conference committee and the education committee. And once again, I don't want to send her a confirmation email, so I'm going to uncheck that box and hit complete. And I might as well register one more person. I'm going to register Nicole. And I'm only going to register her for the board of directors. I'm going to uncheck so she doesn't get a confirmation email and complete registration. So now you'll see that there are 3 people registered for this event. And if you go to activities, you'll see that 2 people are registered for the board of directors, 2 people are registered for the education, 1 for conference, and 1 for membership. The next step is making sure you have an after event certificate. You're going to need to create the after event certificate under the control panel, events, certificate. Now I've already created one here called the sample committee certificate. And this is what it looks like, but I'm going to start from scratch and create a new one. For this, I just created a Word document and I put on here, this certifies that the person named below served on the following committees in 2025. Now this is just like I said, a regular Word document, and I'm going to print it to PDF. And if you know a better way to do this than what I'm doing, that's great, but this is the way that I know how to do it. And I'm going to create this as 2025 committee certificate. Now I'm going to go back to that 2025 committee certificate PDF. And I'm going to convert this into a JPEG. Export a PDF into a JPEG. If you don't have Adobe and you're not able to do this, you can just take a snippet of the certificate and save that as a JPEG as well. It's up to you how you want to handle that. But for now, I'm just going to export this to a JPEG. And now the last step I'm going to do is, because I don't want, first of all, this file is going to be very big as is. So I'm going to open this file in Paint. And you can see how big it is. I'm going to resize it to 50%. And then it's still really long. I don't know if you need it to be this long, but I'm thinking you probably won't need it to be this long. So I'm just going to scroll out a little bit and I'm going to crop this image just to shorten it up a little bit. And now I'm going to save that. Now when I go back to the website and I click on certificate, I'm going to add a new graphic. I'm going to click on background and select that image that I just created. And hit save. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to get the person's name on here, and you need to get the activities on here. So let's start with naming this. We'll name it 2025 Committee Certificate. And the download name, if somebody is going to download this from their profile, is 2025 Committee Certificate as well. Next, I'm going to add some elements. So I click on element, and I'm going to choose the attendee name and insert element. It automatically brings it up here. I'm going to drag it down to where I want it. I think that can be bigger. So when I drag it down, I'm going to change the text style to maybe a 24 font, 24 pixel. Maybe I want to bold it as well. And then I can move it where I want it. And if I feel like that lines up pretty well, then what I want to do is look at where that is, which is 151. Let's make that 150. And let's make this 540. Okay, so now my next one, I know I'm going to want to put below 540, and I want to start it at 150, if that makes sense, hopefully. So now I'm going to go back to element, and I'm going to get list of activities. And I'm going to place it at 150 and 620. Maybe that's a little too low, so we'll go 600. And we will apply that. And then we'll go to the style, and we'll make that font 20, and we will make that bold as well. And now they're lining up on the side here. And that's it. When you're done, hit save. Now I need to go to the event, and I need to mark attendance. So I am going to mark from the back end attendance for the first activity. Nicole and Yvonne, save. Attendance for the second activity, Kaylee. Attendance for the third activity, Kaylee and Yvonne. And mark attendance for the fourth activity, Yvonne. Now this after event here, this is where you're going to choose the certificate that should show up in the profile. So when I first created this, I just had it as a sample certificate, but now I'm going to change it to the 2025 committee certificate. Okay, you're done. I'm just going to hit refresh. Everything's done. And when I go up to my profile and I click on event history, here is the 2025 committee meeting. I'm going to print my certificate, which comes up 2025 committee certificate. And when I open it, it has my name and each of the activities or committees that I served on in 2025. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to create that mailing list category that I created so that if you wanted to communicate with these people every year, you can. So you would go to the Communications tab, and under Mailing List category, I just created a 2025 board and committee members. And you can see there's 3 people on there right now because those are the 3 people that I registered for the event already. And the way to link that is go back to the website event, and it is linked under registration and fees. And anyone who registers or who you register for this event, you want them to go on mailing list category of 2025 board and committee members. And that's how you change that. Obviously, you can still email them through the event. Right here, you can send an email to everybody who has registered for this event. But maybe it's 2027 and for some reason you want to send an email to this group instead of going back to the 2025 event and having to go to emailings to create an email. Instead, you can create an email in the communications tab, emailing, add email, and again, edit your distribution list, create a new list, and that new list is going to be, you're looking for, let's see, you're looking, edit the distribution list, and you're looking for non-members in a selected category. There's the category. Add, save. And mailing list categories. And you can export this list if you ever wanted to. And you can also send an email here to this list. Everyone in category 2025 board and committee members. And that's it.